Certainly when Ontario eventually starts granting more licenses, it will be a large market, but Alberta is off to a great start.
Alberta's cannabis industry still riding a high 7 months after legalization. The province accounting for 28% of all early pot sales in Canada, which is why the industry leaders gathered in Edmonton for the 2019 Weekend Conference.
There are so many cannabis conferences that go on in Canada. You have a lot to choose from, but what makes this one unique is that it's actually industry speaking to industry.
But while the industry is budding, leaders bluntly admit that there have been challenges as they blaze an entirely new trail.
Canadians aren't running out of pot. There's plenty of supply, but there's not a lot of legal supply. And so it's hard to operate a retail. You don't have shelf space, and when you don't know what your margins are going to be. And so it's early days.
And the arrival of edibles, topicals, and extracts on store shelves by October could further strain things, as they are expected to account for more than half of the cannabis market.
People are holding inventory to be able to make those next generation products, which are far more higher margin and also better at brand building. And so I think the industry is really kind of holding back some of that product.
Then there's the matter of weeding out issues that have kept producers from breeding popular plant varieties faster. But that overall shortage isn't expected to be a long-term hurdle.
And I think it really gets solved with outdoor cultivation. That'll probably come in a big way in late 2020 when those get harvested. And I think we'll hit kind of equilibrium supply in 2021.
Meanwhile, investor buzz remains high in Canada, but for many, the grass is greener on the other side of the border. Industry says pot-producing states have more liberal rules, particularly when it comes to advertising.
It's a disadvantage globally as the industry matures and as the U.S. The U.S. industry eventually legalizes. We're going to have U.S. brands that are become well-known globally and Canadian brands that can't advertise. And so it's a big disadvantage in the long term that we can't be as open.
Still, industry expects government will hash out those details as the sector continues to mature. They still anticipate cannabis will give the other kind of bud a run for its money.
The cannabis industry will be equal to the entire alcohol industry, so beer, wine, and spirits. I think within 5 years we will have a very robust market in Canada.
In Edmonton, Courtney Theriault, City News.